Okay, so this is my gold medal from the 100. Let me check. Gold medal from the 100 backstroke. So cool. If you don't know me and you're not familiar with someone in a wheelchair, you see me roll in a room and it's just, she can't walk, she can't this. It's always can't, versus seeing me for who I am and what I can do. And sport does that. I had come home from the hospital and my oldest sister saw a newspaper article, and it was about the 2008 Beijing trials for swimming for the Paralympic Games, and they were being hosted in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota, and we went. And I've been thankful for that newspaper article probably every single day since, because it brought me back to the water. Mentally and emotionally, the Tokyo Games are probably the hardest games that I think we've navigated as athletes. And just knowing the lead up of the 18 months coming in and the uncertainty and the hardship that our world faced, and being so hyper aware of everything we had all been through to get to that moment, and then be in that moment away from our support systems, while also trying to achieve these long sought after dreams at the same time. Having equality here in the US in terms of pay for athletes is crucial. We have fought it for years, for generations, for female athletes. I was recently able to be at the US Open and see them honor Billie Jean King and the other original 9 women and their $1 contract. And that was 50 years ago, 51 to be exact. And so to now be here as a female athlete, and a female athlete with a disability, and knowing the fight that we've had to get equal pay and get to this point of being treated as one, has been really building for decades. In the disability community, it completely flips perception on its head, because if we are navigating society and maybe don't know what we don't know when it comes to disability, we naturally assume, especially with physical disability, if somebody has a physical disability, they are physically incapable of doing something. Sport shows a court full of gentlemen and some women playing wheelchair rugby and crashing into each other and flipping their chairs. It shows individuals with no arms diving off a starting block and swimming 100-meter freestyle faster than most people can blink, right? Like, it completely changes perception of what we view as possible. I think the biggest thing I hope for is that, especially for the Paralympic movement, is that we're seeing equality across the board for Paralympic athletes, and beyond that, that we are seeing an actual influx in quality of life for people with disabilities in our country. Greater access, infrastructural, but just universal in terms of how we perceive. It's not just about getting around, it's about how you're welcomed once you get in the door. And not just equality in terms of being able to sit at the table, but true equity and inclusion and having your voice heard and valued for who you are and your thoughts. And I think that seeing the Paralympic movement and what it can do to change perception and minds and spark that conversation It's my hope that as we continue to build upon that, in a decade, we're going to see a rise in employment rates within the disability community. We're going to see equal pay across the board, not just in sport, but in industries far and wide. And we're going to see greater representation in media.